Every year, there is an estimated over about 10 million innocent animals that become crippled, tortured, burned, or poisoned every year because of cosmetic animal testing. About 274,000 die every 3 minutes according to procons.org research recordings. Most of these animals are tested in China for big cosmetic companies like MAC, L'Oreal, Maybelline, Clinique, Modern Renaissance, and many more. Animals can't give consent or have any voice, so they are forced to be tested on unwillingly. Mice, rats, dogs, cats, frogs, rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, monkeys, and fish are all tested on every day.
Cosmetic animal testing is an unnecessary practice that should be stopped to save the innocent lives of many animals. Testing on animals is now completely unnecessary in this time era. Technology has advanced so much that we can now replicate cell cultures to form like animal cells. The testing on cells come out to be almost 98% accurate to testing on animals. Some people/companies might argue that it costs way too much for this alternative testing, but beauty has a price, and that has to be something that they will be willing to pay. Cosmetics are already unnecessary to begin with. We don't have to have a glitter eyelid or a bright red lip, so why make animals go through the torture just so that we can feel better about ourselves as a society?
What's your name and age?
Regan McLeod, 15 years of age.
How do you feel about animal testing?
I am against animal testing because it's cruel towards the animals who don't have a choice.
What makeup brands do you use?
Maybelline, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Clinique, NYX.
What is your beauty regimen?
I first start with cleansing my face, toning my face, removing any excess makeup from that night, for like the night before. I moisturize my skin and my lips. I prime my skin. I use a dip brow pomade and then mascara, eyebrow mascara. And then I do my eyeshadow. Then I do foundation, powder, contour and bronzing. Then I do eyeliner and mascara. And then I use a setting spray on top of that. Then highlight and then lips.
8 out of the 17 products that Regan was purchasing used animals to test their products. Regan would never have known this if we didn't tell her because brands don't have to label that they test on animals. Did you know that 8 out of the 17 products you showed us all test on animals?
I knew that one of the companies test on animals, that is L'Oreal, but I did not know all the others did. Well, most of them.
Why continue to use those products if you are aware that the company uses animals to test their cosmetics?
I became aware that these companies were using animal testing after I purchased these, so I'm going to use up the products because it'd just be a waste of money, and then purchase products from companies that don't use animal testing.
There are pros to testing on animals, like the large benefit that companies can perfect their formulas to make it safe for human consumption. But what we didn't realize is that animals have very different atomic, metabolic, and cellular differences than humans. Thomas Hardung, a professor at Johns Hopkins University, states, "It's hard to create an animal model that even equivalates closely to what we try in a human. Because humans are so scientifically different than most animals, only animals that we can get close to or an accurate testing from are chimpanzees, which share 99% of our DNA. But with that, we are then taking wild species out of its habitat to put it in a closed environment to wait and see how they react to different products. After, the animals cannot be released back into the wild because they don't accept their old lives because they can't adapt back, thus forcing the testers to put down the animals."
What is your name and age?
Alexandra, age 15.
What is your opinion on cosmetic animal testing?
Well, I agree with it because I'd rather have the animals hurt doing tests and things like that rather than humans being hurt.
Do you realize that humans don't need cosmetics, let alone cosmetics that require to be tested on by animals?
Yeah, I never thought about it that way, but I guess you're right. My opinion has changed. I've drifted more towards the fact that I'm against animal testing.
Overall, in the end, poor helpless animals don't deserve to be tested on for silly cosmetics that we could easily live without. And big cosmetic brands should not be allowed to produce or sell anything that has ever been tested on by animals.